what's up, guys? This is Aaron Jordan, Mr. Know Your Worth himself. I'm a relationship coach, I'm an author, I'm a motivator. We're going to talk to real people that overcame real issues right here on Cafe Conversations. Hey guys, welcome to Cafe Conversations with Mr. Know Your Worth. Just like always, guys, we always have prolific people that have amazing stories of overcoming triumphs that leads to inspiration and impacting people. Guys, we have the pleasure and the honor of having my friends, the ones that I know, we went to school together, Dr. Katrina Bowdry and Gregory Bowdry. How you guys doing today? You doing all right?
I'm doing
Well,
good.
blessed, no
Oh,
complaints.
yeah. Man, I appreciate you guys. You guys drove from St. Louis.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Man, I appreciate that.
We have to show you love now.
I appreciate the love. But like, how I want to start the show is that we always like to tell people, get people to say, okay, this is where we start from. This is how we got to this point of being successful. And so people always see the right now. They always see the glitz, the glam. They always see the successful, and they always see the houses and the social media. But they don't see the process. They don't see the story, the struggle of what it took to get to that point. So I just want you to just tell all this. A little bit about yourselves and just tell us about your story.
Okay, I'm gonna let my husband start first.
You see how she did this? She was like, he was sitting there ready. She said,
I'm here, yeah.
boom.
No, I dig it. I appreciate it. So, yep, originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Actually, you and I, obviously, we go back.
Come on,
we go
Play
back.
basketball together.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But no, originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Honestly, the first in my household to go off to college.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So I was actually a supervisor at Church's Chicken right down the street from the crib.
Yeah.
My father gave me the ultimate ultimatum. Either go to school or you're going to start paying bills. Well, I didn't want to pay bills, right? Who wants to pay bills? So with not wanting to pay bills, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to school.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind to me, because I was big into music, like listening to music,
Yeah.
so I was all about 3 6 Mafia.
Come on
So
now.
instantly, the city of Memphis.
Yeah.
So right after that conversation, I don't know if he knew it, but I went to my guidance counselor's office at McClure High School and looked the section for Memphis. Memphis University obviously was my first choice because Penny Hardaway was my favorite player.
Come on,
I wanted to go. But after that, I didn't see Memphis University there, but I saw Christian Brothers University.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, still in Memphis. I applied. I received the LaSallian scholarship for academics and athletics. Ended up going and that was pretty much, man, the rest is history. Met this beautiful lady. Actually,
I was just about to say, come on, it's most of the story.
Yeah, no, that's real.
True.
Okay.
That was true.
So I was a freshman. She was,
Junior
that year. We met September 2003.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamila Muhammad. You know Jamila Muhammad.
I know her.
So my best friend Dante Farley, actually, you know everybody.
Dante.
Shout out to Dante. Shout out to Jamila. But Jamila she took Dante and I, and actually Ian as well, under her wing, just as the upperclassmen, just showing us everything.
Yeah.
She took us over to the apartments Avery. She showed us and invited us to her friends. It was Light and Mike. Shout out to you. It was also Amber. I think John Burnett was there as well. And then lastly, after she showed us everybody, we went to Mrs. Katrina Thompson's house. So we go into Katrina Thompson's house, and we started
Thompson
talking.
Ben.
Thompson Ben.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Thompson Ben. But we go into her house, and the conversation, like, all right, so I've always been very, very big about energy. I'm not that much of a religious person, but I'm more spiritual. She's more of the religious, obviously being from Memphis, Tennessee.
Most definitely.
Being spiritual, I'm all about energy. I'm all about what moves me. Instantly, when we started having the conversation, and it wasn't just her and myself, but to me, it felt like it was just her and myself. It was like 5 of us in the room. Even Dante was right here. But she felt like home.
Wow.
She reminded me of the energy that my mom gave me. And coming from St. Louis, Missouri, being the only one from my household, no one going to college, the only thing that I can go off of is just basically shows, movies, and just imagining what I would want my future life to be.
Wow.
And so not having a woman by my side, only person that was there was my mom.
Yeah.
So instantly feeling that kind of energy, I'm like,
You ain't going nowhere.
I need that energy. And so from there, that instant magic. I'm trying my best to spit game, and she knows this line. But that night, I was like,
we try to spit game.
that night, it was nighttime. But I looked at it and I was like, wow, I'm surprised I didn't notice you. I usually notice the pretty girls with the pretty faces.
I did not take that well.
That is what I said.
I did not take that well.
She didn't take it well at all. She's like, so you didn't notice me, so I must not be pretty. I said, no, that is not what I was saying. What I'm saying is that I am surprised I did not see you because I usually know. But
she did give you a hard time. She did give you a hard time.
From I know.
She did. I remember that. She did.
But it took a little work. We were friends for a very long time, and then I think that following year we actually made the personal announcement that we were in a relationship.
Wow.
And then since then it's been history.
Yeah.
Wow. And so like I like you said a lot there. Now
I'm sorry for talking so much.
No. Share. This is me segueing to another part. All right. No, you said a lot there because I want people to the audience to listen to that and say like, okay, where you're friends. You're friends. You got to that point of not rushing things.
True.
Right.
But you were friends. You got to know each other.
We had to.
Yeah. And then and then of course, by being an upperclassman, you being a freshman, there was that there too as well. But the fact of you guys getting to know each other, meshing, letting the personalities mesh, will produce something great. So let me ask you this. They call me the relationship guy. This is what I do. This is my space.
Yes, do your thing.
So in that aspect of getting to know, and I'm gonna direct this question to you.
Okay.
You, from a mile away, I know you said, okay, well, come on, man, he's trying to spit game to me. What was your mindset in that instance?
To be honest, because where I'm from, like his story, mine's is totally different.
Yeah.
So I went to Whitehaven High School.
We went to Whitehaven.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
I went to Whitehaven.
We're classmates.
So my aunt always had a focus for us to do better, to get better, to know better. So my plan was college.
Yeah.
He didn't know college, but I did.
Yeah.
Because my aunt made sure of that.
Yeah.
So she was like, you're going to college.
You're going, no matter
so I'm
what.
like, I don't know anything about this. We didn't know anything about how it would work.
Yeah.
However, I received a Bill Gates scholarship.
Come on
and got a full ride. So I was like, where should I go?
Let me tell y'all something. Back then, that was the scholarship.
The scholarship.
I just had to put that out there.
The scholarship. Back in the day, it was.
Yeah.
So with that, my focus was always driven off of education. Yeah. So when he came to me and said that line to me, I was like, I'm not here for you. I'm here for school.
Come on now.
And you just said that line to me. Oh no, I'm really not interested in you.
Did you hit him with the Heisman?
I hit him with a Heisman. He had to buy me stuff. He had to prove himself to me to really show, like, you're interested in me. I'm like, I'm really here focused on school. Yeah. I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm trying to do something.
Tell him how I tricked you real quick.
How did you trick me?
How'd I come back the next day?
Oh, my goodness. He came back the next day and said, he knocked on the door. I didn't realize how smart he actually was. Yeah. So he knocked on the door.
I'm like, say, throw that out there.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. So when he knocked on the door, I said, who's at the door? Opened the door. It was him. He's like, I need help with my math. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Again, I'm giving him a hard time. Yeah. I said, I don't know your math. I'm in science. Yeah. You're in marketing. So you need to go somewhere else to figure out how to do that math. Every day he came back knocking at my door for something. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Just come in and sit on the couch, and that's how we develop a relationship, to talk to each other, to get to know each other. Wow. I was like, okay, he's not a big guy after all. Yeah. But it took a minute. It took a minute because I'm still focused on school.
But the thing I want people to see is that he was persistent.
Yeah.
And the thing about us men is that when we see someone, or we're saying like, okay, well, we're zoned in, no matter what. You can talk about us from here to the end of earth. We're zoned in. Just like this with my wife. She always tell me about this. She don't like me to tell the story. I always tell it. I always tell our story. But the thing is, me and my wife, we knew each other back in high school. We all went to high school together, and we tried to date after high school. I messed it up. I was young, but the thing is, I wasn't mentally prepared for the type of woman she was at that age, at being 17, 18.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, mentally, she's still on that same level, but just matured in a lot of different areas. So I had to go through life. I had to go through my trials, my tribulations, in order to become mentally ready, mentally prepared for where she is.
Right.
You know, so in that brought us back together like 7 to 8 years later.
Right.
You know, so thing I want people to understand is that, you know, your God's gift can be right there in front of you. You can either do some things to mess it up and push it away, or you can do some things to like own it up and say, okay, well, I'm finna get that. You know? Well, I'm just saying, that's the thing. And so in the persistence of that journey for your God's gift, did you ever get discouraged?
No.
Something about
you already said that when you're locked in, I don't know if it's being a male or if it's just being
it's in our DNA.
It's just being built that way. I knew what I wanted, not in an aggressive way at all.
Most
because
definitely.
I mean, even if we would have ended up just being friends, I would have honestly been okay with that. But like I said, it was all about that energy. I needed that connection.
Yeah.
So if I were to pull away from there, honestly, it would have been easier. If I would have pulled away from that, I probably would have found myself not in college or something else could have happened. But just always having that strong connection, basically feeling like home, it made me work harder for school, make me work harder for Memphis, and just basically work harder for what I have now. So
oh my God. It all played out into the process.
Exactly.
Right. It's all part of the process and the journey to get to where you are now.
Indeed.
So I always like to talk about those moments where you that probably took you to your lowest there too as well, because like me, we always have those points that take us to our lowest point, because when you're at your lowest point, that's when God speaks to you.
That's right.
Was there a time as you was going through the process in school, undergrad, or in the early on stages of your relationship, where you're at that lowest point where you're like, man, I don't think this is gonna work or whatever? Talk about
Our
that.
lowest point did not start in college. Our lowest part didn't start when I was in my doctorate program. Our lowest part started
program.
because they call me Dr. Tebow.
Come on, now, Dr. Tebow.
So the lowest point started for us after I graduated.
Wow.
So you want all of the accolades, and you want all the things that in life, like, oh, I finished, what's next? Oh, it's still work to do.
It's still
work to do.
It's the
so
grind.
our point started when he's a dreamer, and basically I'm the string to the kite. I hold it for him while he's floating, and we had to figure out how to navigate his thoughts and my dreams at the same time while navigating the wind and the weather with it as well.
Come on,
so just trying to navigate, and that was tough. And I'm gonna let him explain a little bit of that, because that was really, really tough then.
Hold on, you see, so y'all finna get ready and take it there to a point. We're gonna actually pick right back up there.
Okay.
Guys, you've been tuning in to Cafe Conversations with Mr. Know Your Worth.
I've been fortunate to live in Middle Tennessee all my life. I love the culture, the people, and the Southern traditions. People often ask, why are you so passionate about what you do? It's simple. I love people. I've been privileged to serve the Middle Tennessee area as an award-winning, top-producing realtor since 2011. My name is Gabrielle Garner, and I'm here to lead you home. Call today for your complimentary consultation.
Today's show was brought to you by Tennessee Minority Pages, your one-stop shop for minority businesses. Hey guys, welcome back to Cafe Conversations with Mr. Know Your Worth. Guys, like I always tell you, we always have prolific people that come on the show for conversations that their story inspires, empowers, and enrich. And we have the pleasure of having Dr. Katrina Bowdry and Mr. Greg Bowdry on the show with us today. How you guys doing?
Well,
man, y'all still here with me, man. Y'all still here with me, man.
Yes,
I didn't run y'all, so I appreciate that, man. But I before we went to commercial, I felt the little hairs on my hands were standing up just a little, because I felt we was going there, getting into the meat of the story. Because I always tell you that your story is not meant for you; it's meant for others. And your story of your journey and things like that. It can be someone going through the same thing right now, going through college, or college sweethearts, and things like someone that was persistent with someone, but feel like giving up, and they could have missed out on their God's gift. Indeed. So let's pick right back up there where you guys thought.
Yeah, so I was going to hand it over to him, because our journey of struggle did not really start to like I said, it wasn't in college. It wasn't when I received my doctorate. It was after when the real world started to like, oh, we are really grown. We're grown.
We're adults.
We're grown.
We're
Like,
adults.
oh my goodness, what are we supposed to do? And I said, he's a dreamer.
Yeah.
So I had to take, and I'm more of, I'm practical.
Yeah.
So we're trying to balance those two things.
My wife is the same way.
He's the kite
We need that
flying
balance.
in the weather, and I'm the string holding him down, trying to navigate and say, okay, should we do this? Yes. Should we do that? That's when we hit our bump, and that's when I'm going to turn it over to him, because I had to learn after he tell his part of how to navigate and understand delayed gratification.
Yeah.
That took me into a new area of things that you want will not just come just to you. You have to work for it as well too.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It might not be this year, 5 years from now, but delayed gratification
I
is
know
real.
that story.
It is really real. So I'm gonna turn it over to him.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so all right, so no, I'm right there with you. So as far as I guess the lowest point for me, I would probably, if I were to date it, I would say 2014.
Okay.
So I've been in the sales industry since
Come on,
2008. Actually
That's
started
my background.
started with Circuit City back when they were a company, but fast forward, I sold warranties. If you guys are familiar with like selling car warranties, so I did that, and basically it helped to build up that skill level for me. But at a certain time, just selling wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't fulfilling for my soul. So I would go into work, but to go into work and to come home feeling empty, a man can only do that so much.
Yeah.
So I would go into work, and I'm always a positive person. So I would go into work smiling, but then come home like just feeling drugged down to the ground. Yeah. So I told my wife, I was like, God doesn't want me to work this job anymore. He wants me to quit. And it wasn't me just speaking. It's
Come
me.
on now. Hey,
it's
hold on.
really.
So you went to your wife and said, hey, they want me to quit my job. Mentally.
Really?
And
Like,
so I'm just, when I say that, I'm saying from a funny standpoint, like, how did that deal with you mentally though?
all right, so it's like, I'm like I said earlier, I'm all about feeling.
Yeah.
And like right now, I'm getting chill bumps because I can feel it. That same feeling when I used to have a Grand Prix, used to drive, and I used to feel like, why am I here? Like, is this really for me? And when you begin to question yourself, that's when if you take the time to slow down and stop, you can actually hear the answers. And that's what God is. Yeah. God is the spirit and the energy that we talk to, but it's more us taking that time out to sit down and listen and feel that energy that he tells us. So honestly, God told me to quit, and I told her. She was like, "What?"
Like, what?
Exactly. That's where I was getting at.
And that's
how did you receive that?
I was like, wait a second, where did this come from? Because you have to remember, I'm used to coming from a family of workers, and everybody's telling us what to do.
Yeah.
You have to do this. You have to stay there. I never dealt with a dreamer.
Yeah.
I never dealt with not a 9 to 5 or this. I never dealt with those type of things. So to take me out of my element, that was big for me.
Oh man.
That was real big for me.
And to like have us when you're dealing with a dreamer or someone that sees the end result before it even happens.
Even for myself and his vision for me, he saw it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't see that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now. What are you talking about? He was like, you are more than enough. You are a great doc.
Yeah.
They love you.
Yeah.
You being here, you're settling. I'm like, what?
And so that was at the point of your life, that was where that balance comes in at.
Yeah.
Because he spoke life into you.
Yes.
While you're speaking life into him.
Yes.
And so it was the same thing with me and my wife, you know? Because there was points where I'm like, babe, man, I think I'm finna go on this 10-city tour. I ain't got no sponsors. We finna fund it. We finna do it though. I don't have any sponsors. We don't have any funding. We finna do it. She's like, ooh, so how are we gonna do this again? I don't know. But the thing is, when I come to her and it happens, she's like, wow, okay. You know, I see it now. You know, it's like to a point where we still have to stay true to who we are, and you know, not let the 9 to 5 grind get us down. Because with dreamers, even though we work a 9 to 5, even though we're still punching that clock, we still see that end result. That end result to where our dream is going to lead. It's just a process.
Yeah,
it's just a process to get to that point. You know, And I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I was
No,
I felt it, man. Just how you said, like, you off energy, I felt the hairs on my hands. Like,
exactly. Sometimes you can't hold it.
This is like me and my wife's story, like, for real.
And seriously, he didn't even discuss it anymore with me. He just said, I'm
2
gone.
days later,
I quit. I was like,
2 days
what?
later, I was out.
And knowing you felt like, so you're going to give a notice? You're going to give, write up a notice?
Anything. He was like, I quit. I'm done. And I'm like, hold on. What are we supposed to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was like, I couldn't be there. And I had to understand that even for me and the path that I take with my patients and what I do, your internal health is very important.
Come on, most definitely it is.
If you don't have that right, if you don't get that together, everything else is out of whack.
Wow.
You can fake the funk on the outside all day, but a rotten apple is in the inside.
It's festering.
That core in the inside will definitely show out later.
And that's the thing, people don't understand that, like, you know, if we don't deal with our core issues, you know, our the core things that's going on with us to where we can be happy.
Yes.
You'll still be at a place where you're like, you're festering away.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're feeling like you're helpless. You're feeling like you're not worthy. You're feeling like you're not important.
And it hurts.
It hurts. And then the thing about it is, even though you're feeling like that, you're not sharing it with people. Thing is, people can see it. It's like it's a subconscious sign on your head that says, I'm hurting, I'm damaged, or I'm going through life just existing. You know, it's like you're not fulfilling your purpose.
Right.
So I commend you, man, just still sticking to your purpose.
Yes, sir.
Still sticking to the vision, the end result, you know, and staying focused on that. So, you know, we're finna shift, right? you know we're finna, I really want to know about the now because just seeing you two over the years, just prospering in your careers, prospering in your dreams and things like that, how's that transition been?
Delayed gratification is real.
Come on
and when I like to hear people say, new levels, new devils. No.
Yeah.
New levels, new layers.
So that's a tweetable.
New layers.
New layers.
I tell my patients that all the time. Once you elevate to a new layer, you get a new sense of surrounding and you understand yourself more.
Most definitely.
And now it's time to elevate yourself more.
Yeah.
So you have to keep doing it each time. So
Most
it's not
definitely.
a new devil around, it's a new layer.
New layer.
New understanding.
Most definitely.
So I always tell them that. And
Because you can't stay in the same position.
no,
way.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. So with that, I have learned like some of the stuff that we see coming into our life that we prayed for and actually did the work for is coming to us. We're like, wait a minute, is this really happening?
Yeah. I spoke this 4 years ago.
And it's really
manifested.
happening.
Yeah,
it's
most
not
definitely.
just like I manifested writing it down. I'm actually doing it.
Yeah.
And then at first you're like, no, let me give up. And he's like, no, keep going, keep pushing, keep going. I'm like, no.
Like, baby, we almost there.
Almost there. And, you should see the cards each year he give me. Each year he'll say, well, this is all I could get you.
It's not much.
This is not much. But each year, it just, if he doesn't put that in the card for me, that makes it seem like we're not working towards something else. So I'm like, even though we have what we want and we're still achieving to get more, if he doesn't put that in the card, that means something wrong.
Something wrong. Something
We're
wrong.
not working, something's off. We're not working to get where we need to be. We still have improvement, self-improvement we can do on a daily basis.
Wow.
So I was just like, I can't believe we're here. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of grind, a lot of sacrifice. Some days, oh man, when he quit his job, we couldn't afford things. We had to pull from parents, pull from family. Man, you had to do that and grind, and then all of a sudden we were like, okay, now we know where we want to be. Now we have everything settled where we want to be, and we're still growing.
Of course,
we're a plant.
Yeah, it's like a seed that you plant.
Yes.
You have to, in order for that massive tree to grow, you have to continue to water.
Yes.
You have to continue to water. Okay, it gets to another plateau. Continue to water. Continue to nurture it. You know, and in you guys nurturing, becoming a doctor, having your own practice, becoming a indie recording artist, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's a song you have, Beautiful Girl.
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind that?
Easy, my daughter and my beautiful wife.
Wow.
I mean, as simple as that, just everything, all of my music is based upon either real life or just that situation.
Yeah.
That song was so easy because, I mean, I have them right there with me.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just, it's personally me attempting to motivate and empower them, empowering her, as you spoke earlier, me speaking life into her, but even more important, my future generation, my daughter.
Your legacy.
I want you to know that you're always strong, you're always beautiful, you can do whatever you want at any time in life.
Wow. And that you had a video of that song on YouTube that actually went viral.
Yes, it did.
Come on, man. How did that feel?
It felt crazy. Honestly, I mean, of course, as an artist, we always work towards a particular goal, and we think, honestly, that everything is hot. But when something actually takes off, I mean, it's the feeling that you can't really explain. It just chills, really.
Man, when I saw, I had the team actually send that over to me, and I saw it. I was like, man, the dude always beating on the basketball court, you know. But the thing about it is to see the elevation, to see the growth.
Yes, sir.
You know, from when we were kids to, you know, freshman year of college, sophomore year of college to, I don't want to put our age out there, but you know, but to now into grown status.
Exactly.
You know, it's to a point where you're like, man, it's amazing. So, man, I want you guys now to like just really tell people where they can actually find information about you, find information about your music, find information about your practice too as well. Where can they connect with you?
Okay, you go first.
Okay. So as far as myself, actually a brand new website. You can follow me and stay in tune. It's stringzemb.com. It's spelled stringzemb.com. Again, it's stringzemb.com. The easiest way to connect with me on everything, but have a lot of visuals, a lot of product coming out. You can follow me on Spotify and every other digital platform. Strings EMB everywhere. But yeah, I'm just creating music for you all.
Right. Okay, Dr. Tebow, you can find me at The Pocket Doctor, ThePocketDr on Instagram, Twitter, and also on Facebook, because I am the doctor in your pocket. So if you need some,
I'm the doctor in your pocket.
So when you have things that you need to figure out, you pull out your phone. You usually Google it. So I'm the Pocket Doctor. So I figure out the ways to go about helping you navigate your day. So that's leading to the podcast, which is called The Pocket Doctor with Dr. Tebow. And I have a couple of books that will be coming out. Look out for those, helping you navigate your way through
navigate that stuff. Man, I really appreciate you guys taking our time of your day, driving all the way from St. Louis.
Yes,
to just be here with us and share a conversation with us today. Man, I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Thank you for having us.
Man, I appreciate it. Guys, you've been tuning in to Cafe Conversations with Mr. Know Your Worth. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? This is Aaron Jordan, Mr. Know Your Worth himself. Guys, we've increased our platform. We've revamped the podcast, giving you straight talk and empowerment for the soul on dating, relationships, and personal development. Guys, check us out on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcast.